Never before have I felt so wrong about being so right. If you go back and watch my video recapping the Wednesday slate, I got so much right. And how much of it did I actually bet on? Very little at all. But before we dive into Thursday's slate, I want to give a special shout out to the sponsor of this video, Sleeper Picks. Don't forget you can use code GOLDBOYS to get a deposit match of up to $500 off. So, yeah, I got quite a bit right. Jude to score an assist, he got the assist. Vinny to score an assist, he got the goal. The only thing I said in the video that I actually bet on was an El Yunusi first half shot, which he got scoring against Manchester City. I really kind of dropped the ball. I overthought this slate, and hands up, I kind of got it wrong. And you know what? That's fair enough. But I hope that the analysis I gave in my video helped you guys put together some good picks. I hope. Fingers crossed. If you guys are smarter than me, then do you know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. But you know what? That's all part of it. And now we're going to dive into Thursday's slate. And hopefully we'll get some things right. Maybe we'll get some things wrong. But the analysis, the overview of the slate, that's what's important. So let's dive into it. We've got Europa League and Conference League to talk about. And you know what? I'm not really going to talk about much Conference League because personally, it's a really shit tournament and I care about one game in that, which is going to be the first game we're going to talk about. Ajax against Aston Villa. I'll keep it short and simple. Ollie Watkins is in form. You can take him to score an assist, or you can just take his goal. You can look at Leon Bailey if he starts, who's been assisting him quite a lot recently. Unfortunately, in New York, I don't get the first half shots market for this game, only first half shots on target, which is really annoying because I was going to do Ollie first half shots because he's been absolutely ripping the ball lately, but I will probably just take him to score. But as always, we got to wait for lineups because midweek football is kind of weird. We don't know who's going to start. Like, for example, Gyökeres, who I was gassing up yesterday for Sporting Lisbon, didn't see the field until the second half. Nothing you can do about that. He started every single game for them this season. Then he didn't start today. So that's the way it goes. Wait for lineups. I can't emphasize that enough. But the majority of this video, we are going to talk about Europa League. First game we're going to talk about, Qarabag against Leverkusen. If you guys don't know, Leverkusen are absolutely killing it in the Bundesliga right now. I almost think Bayern are giving up on the league just to focus on the Champions League because Leverkusen are just that good. Now, this is an interesting matchup because these teams met in the group stages. They played each other twice. Leverkusen won 1-0 away from home and 5-1 at home. Now, this game they're playing away. So I'm not necessarily going to say you should take the under, but I am going to say be wary of taking overs. They might not score loads and loads of goals because really all they have to do is get a draw or even a 1-0 win, because then the second leg is going to get played in Leverkusen where they will probably hang 3 or 4 goals on them. So I'm going to be careful, probably not going to bet this game because Leverkusen are such heavy favorites that the odds are going to be really shitty, but I don't think they're going to run it up away from home. So I'm going to stay off this one, wait for the second leg in Leverkusen, and then hopefully we get nice prices where it's actually worth taking, where they're probably going to score several goals. Next game, Roma against Brighton. This one's pretty simple. As much as I love the Premier League, it's Roma all day, every day. The game's happening in Rome. Use Roma money line or use a double chance in a parlay. Not sure how I'm going to approach it yet. I'll probably use the double chance, but Brighton are not in good form right now. Matoma is probably out for the entire season. They're not winning games. I think they've only got 1 win in their past 5 games, and Roma are on absolute hot streak right now. So if you're feeling really ballsy, Roma money line, but I will probably just take their Tino bet or use the double chance and use it as a 2-pick builder piece. So we'll see tomorrow. Again, all depends on lineups. You want to see Lukaku, you want to see Dybala, you want to see those guys starting up front. If not, less convinced, but still probably think Roma will win anyway. Next game we want to talk about, Sparta Prague against Liverpool. This one's pretty simple. If Salah and Nunez are still unhealthy, and don't forget, Liverpool play Man City in the league on Sunday. So Klopp will be making subs probably pretty early on to rest his key guys for that game anyway. Now, I don't think Salah and Nunez are going to get rushed back from injury to play in this game. So if they don't start, then Luis Diaz shots is the way. Take his shots over. Take his first half shots, which I do have the market for. I'm probably going to lock in 2 and 3 first half shots the second I know that Salah and Nunez are not playing, because without those guys shooting, he takes up so much shot volume. But the second Nunez is in that shot lineup, he's taken about 5 on his own, and Diaz will probably never shoot the ball, maybe once. Not saying take the under if they're starting, just saying if they're not in there, take Diaz's over. I will do that, but again, we have to wait for lineups. The splits between him shooting with and without Salah and Nunez in the lineup is so significant, you have to wait. It's not something that's worth locking in a better price tonight. You really got to wait until lineups come out. But that's how I'm going to approach that game, assuming Salah and Nunez aren't playing. If they are, Salah to score an assist. Nunez goal. He's actually been scoring recently. Keep it chalky. Sometimes there's no shame in that. Move on to the next game, AC Milan against Slavia Prague. Again, this one's pretty simple. It's happening in Milan. Take Milan to win, take them on a double chance and pair it with another leg for a builder. Rafael Leao to score an assist. He just confirmed that his future is with Milan. There's been a lot of speculation about him moving to PSG potentially, and he basically said, fuck that shit. I signed a contract. I like AC Milan. I'm here to succeed with them. He's on an absolute heater right now. Take his to score an assist. He's going to be involved somehow, some way. Next game I'm going to talk about pretty quickly because I don't love it is Benfica against Rangers. Benfica should win at home. It's pretty short and simple. Rangers do have amazing form, but you have to remember they play in a Scottish league where it's literally just them and Celtic, and then everyone else has been total dog shit for decades now. So their recent form doesn't really matter when they're playing against Benfica in Portugal, who are actually playing in a pretty good league in, the Portuguese league, and Benfica are still very good anyway in Europe. So I'm probably not going to touch this game because Benfica, again, should win, but they might only win 1 or 2-0, and the odds are not going to be that brilliant, so I'm not going to touch it. Next game I'm going to talk about is Marseille against Villarreal. This is the nice one. I like both teams to score in this one. Both teams like to score. Both teams like to concede. Problem is, it's around minus 160, so I'm not going to lay the juice to play that as a straight. Again, another nice leg to potentially use as a 2-leg builder. It all depends how you sort of mix and match these, but these are all things that I like, but I'm not going to commit to playing as a complete straight because the odds don't really make sense. So just mix and match. Have some fun. This is what I just think the game's going to go. As for Marseille, Aubameyang is the main guy. He's going to score. He's going to assist. Maybe we parlay a little Aubameyang to score an assist, Rafael Leao to score an assist. That sounds kind of spicy. Am I going to do that? We'll wait until lineups. You know the drill. But those are the main guys. Last game I'm going to talk about might be my favorite one on the board. Freiburg against West Ham. This game is getting played in Germany, and it's the other matchup on the board, similar to the Leverkusen game, where these teams have already played each other in the group stages already this year. West Ham won 2-0 at home, and they also won 2-1 away in Germany. So if you can get a good number on West Ham Tino bet, that's a good look. They haven't lost to Freiburg yet. Both teams to score, also a very bettable number. It's around minus 130 to minus 135, depending on what book you need. Freiburg are going to need to score because the next leg is in London. And they're probably not going to get a goal there because they lost 2-0 there the last time, unless they're really, really desperate. So this is their chance to rack up goals, get a lead going into the much more difficult away leg. So yeah, both teams to score, very bettable number. But again, we want to make sure the main guys are starting. We're looking at Salah for Freiburg. We're looking at Kudus. We're looking at Bowen. We're looking at Paqueta is such an important one for West Ham. If you look at the splits between Paqueta playing and not playing for West Ham, it is night and day. He doesn't really put up that many numbers on the score sheet when it comes to goals and assists, but his presence on the field with creating offense is so, so important. He unlocks so much more by playing. So if he's playing, definitely love West Ham. Salah shots, Bowen shots, Kudus shots, those are the guys I'm going to target. So yeah, that's my recap of the Thursday slate. I'm going to leave you with a nice little shots lotto that I just locked in. I'm not going to lock anything else in, but I really like the value on this particular lotto. It's Luis Diaz to have 3 first half shots, Salah to have 3 first half shots, and Rafael Leao to have 3 first half shots. These guys are the main guys for their team. Freiburg are playing at home, they're going to have to put up offense. Milan are playing at home, they're going to want to put up a good lead, even though they are the favourites. They could probably win away from home, but you may as well establish that dominant lead now, the same way they did against Rennes. And Liverpool, like I said, if Salah and Nunez aren't in the team, then Diaz shots is the move. And I'll take the risk on them potentially starting or not starting. I'll risk it for the lotto. I won't lock it in as a straight bet until I know they're not starting, but for the odds, for the spiciness of the parlay, for all the degenerates out there, why not? We'll lock it in now. So yeah, I went a little bit harder than this on usual. I went a quarter of a unit on each leg in a round robin by 2 and a quarter of a unit on the lotto itself. That's 1 unit total, usually higher than I do on lottos, especially of these odds, but the odds are so good. I trust the players so much, and I'm probably not going to run another lotto outside of this one. I think it's worth it. So you may as well swing for the fences. So yeah, that's what I've locked in now. Everything else will be in my Discord channel. I'll try and share some things on Twitter as well. But if you want access to all of our plays, don't forget to sign up at Gold Boys. And if you're not subscribed to the YouTube already, do it right now. Like the video, run up some comments in the comment section below. What do you think is going to happen in these games tomorrow? Let me know what you think. And if you haven't followed me on Twitter already, it's at FIFA Brit. As always, if you think you have a gambling problem, don't forget to call the number 1-800-GAMBLER. And yeah, have a great Thursday. Best of luck with all your bets, and I'll catch you in the next one.